hop on private jets as much as they do.
They do come across like hypocrites. If you're going to tell us to do better for the earth, let's lower emissions, and then you take a private jet. It's a 3-hour drive.
Do what we
You've
say.
been there.
We do what we say, not
as we do.
Harry and Meghan are posers, not really royalty or reality stars, just plain wannabes.
They're losers.
And once again, the Meghans mock the public. On one hand, pretending to be eco-warriors, and on the other, taking private jets to birthday parties, Caribbean getaways, or conferences on climate change. You got Walmart Wallace and their West Coast Whaler talk a really good game. But at the end of the day, it's all just make-believe. Meghan shows off her red poppy in the U.S. Her sister Samantha returns to court seeking justice, and Harry, well, he snubbed the king playing a clown. You know, the couple keep complaining and asking why no one takes them seriously. But I promise you this, we know exactly who they are.
Sir, your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
What's going on, everybody? Meghan and Harry stars fading fast, and they only have themselves to blame.
Mayday! Mayday!
Take this last week. You had the problem prince and his California pride met with military veterans and their families in San Diego.
This is the raddest thing ever.
Oh, he's coming in.
You want to go see? You want to go see your mommy? You want to run over there? They're talking to the prince. My family is talking to the prince, guys.
No, not that one. He's infected.
I gotta say, California is the only place I know that they throw parades even for court jesters. Later in the day, the D-list Hollywood wannabe went into wardrobe change like she was on a set of a film. Yep, that's right. She put on a $5,000 suit for a ribbon-cutting ceremony for a new Navy SEAL rehab center. And then she claimed center stage in front of Harry's back-of-the-bus sneers. But what's much worse than Harry's sourpuss is that both he and the hater decided to put on their new Royal British Legion poppies for U.S. veterans. See, we don't wear them for Veterans Day, which was this last weekend. We wear them for Memorial Day. But the question is, did he mark this weekend's occasion? Did he remember the 104th Remembrance Day and decide to honor the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth's British brave veterans?
Absolutely not.
He didn't say a word. He was silent as a mouse and showed no respect, which proved to us one more time where Harry's true loyalties really do lie.
Excellent. If anyone needs any extra oversight.
That's really why we're here. It's the pitch. Well, behind every joke, there's some truth.
The do as we say, not as we do couple keep digging the hole that much deeper. And I gotta say, in my opinion, there's no end in sight. They're not stopping because the Meghans are their own worst enemies. Harry and Meghan accused of eco-hypocrisy for flying to Katy Perry gig on private jet, saving the planet one Katy Perry concert at a time. See, what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas, especially when it comes to She Who Must Be Obeyed and her ginger handbag. While Walmart Wallace wobbled in place to what she calls dancing, Harry showed his true face. Has anyone started to notice how a particular finger puppet, anytime he thinks there's a little bit of slack in his string or the cameras aren't paying attention to him, he'll share his real feelings? That doesn't look like a very happy man. Definitely not the one who keeps telling the world he's head over heels in love. In my opinion, their relationship is headed for the rocks. I mean, seriously, what's holding it together? Silly string, jealousy, envy, and greed? That's it. The Perry concert is no different. It's just one more example of Harry being miserable.
What?
Whenever the pair aren't posing for pictures, the truth always comes out. Everything else from the Meghans is pure playing pretend. Just like Harry's trying to heal the planet.
As we sit here today, our world is on fire. Again.
It's like people only do things because they get paid.
I guess the fire hasn't reached all the way to the Montecito manipulator's California chicken coop.
And this crisis will only grow worse.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
The Megans keep making history, but I'm not talking the good kind. This time, they've redefined the word hypocrite.
Spend 99% of my life traveling the world by commercial. Occasionally there needs to be an opportunity based on a unique circumstance to ensure that my family are safe.
You liar!
Of course, keeping one's family safe is a justifiable reason. If that's actually true. I mean, take a look at these. This is a long list of examples just over the last few years of their taking private jets. And we're not talking for anything else but their pleasure. And I guarantee you, not once did they fly in or out of a war zone. One more thing. There were no squadron of paparazzi chasing them. The reason I'm taking a little bit of extra time focusing on their private jets and their hypocrisy is because focusing on their leisure travel versus the lectures, how they tell everyone else to live, brings into crystal clear focus exactly who these people are, especially after this week when the King and Queen flew commercial going to Kenya. Mr. and Mrs., we want to have our cake and eat it too, are going to have to come to a decision. Either A, stop preaching to everyone, or B, come clean. Just admit to the planet who they are. Say simply, we are a pair of pampered, overprivileged, silver spoon pajama babies, and we're going to do whatever we want. At least that would be honest. And if nothing else, it would be more authentic than Harry trying to hide his hatred inside a comedy skit.
As someone who never gets scrutinized, I haven't even had to prepare much. But out of an abundance of caution, I have been working on this particular act for quite some time, and everyone I know tells me it's perfect. And no, these aren't people who just tell me what I want to hear. Oh no, these are people like my finance manager, my lawyer, and of course my Reiki healer.
On the surface, it looks like the spare is auditioning for the role of a fool in the future court of King William. The sad truth is quite different and not so funny. Prince Harry attempts to overshadow King's speech by releasing new gag-filled video. You and I have seen this play before many times. You take a member of the royal family, they hold an event, and boom! All of a sudden you have this ginger jack-in-a-box pop up, or his hateful other half, a hungry eagle alert, stop to steal the spotlight.
My lords and members of the House of Commons.
Then right on cue, not 15 minutes before the King's speech, a problem prince releases his comedy clip.
Thank you for having me to this splendid evening, celebrating our incredible veterans. It's okay. I got this. Our military community is special.
What's even worse is that in that video, Harry once again displayed his red poppy and a chest full of his most notable awards. All except one. One was missing, the one his father gave him, the King's Coronation Medal. And if that wasn't bad enough, an hour later the Meghan spokesman tried to salt the wound. The rift in the royal family could not be wider. Royal experts slam Harry and Meghan's inappropriate timing after a couple insisted they were snubbed by King over his birthday party. On the same day, he took center stage at state opening of Parliament. Can you imagine that? People who slam their own family, air dirty laundry at the very moment that's the biggest time of their life. This is the first time the King was speaking to Parliament. But do we expect anything different? Mr. and Mrs. Has Been, Never Was, never miss a chance to leave their sticky fingerprints on any moment that isn't dedicated to the worship of them. And yet they still ask, why do people keep making fun of them?
How dare you, sir?
South Park was the first to rattle the Megans.
Sir, your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Family Guy was the second to turn up the heat. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in full panic mode after disaster. The worm has definitely turned against the Montecito merchandisers in America. The couple were caught flat-footed after the episode's savage attack. Which begs the question, does anybody think that Harry and his other hateful half are going to mend their ways? You think they're going to learn their lessons and turn a new leaf? Yes? No. Instead, we got the Duke of Do-Nothing who once again wants to return back to the UK. Well, while he's busy trying to look for an escape hatch, someone else who's tired of being stepped on once again decided to step up and start fighting back.
According to the suit, Samantha's team is arguing that Meghan's on-camera comments on the Oprah Winfrey program and on her Netflix docuseries hurt the sales of Samantha's book by spreading malicious, hurtful, and damaging lies.
Samantha Markle has a lot of courage. She went to that federal courthouse in Tampa, Florida, all alone. And I gotta say, that's no easy feat for someone suffering from multiple sclerosis. Samantha is a true warrior and someone who is dedicated to seeing that justice is done and righting a wrong.
Thank God we had the Constitution, and I think I was raised a lawyer, but more than that, I have the truth, and God is watching.
I don't think it really matters how long it takes, how many times she has to go to court, or how many roadblocks are thrown up in her way. Samantha is on a mission to clear her name and to unmask Meghan's true face to the world. And maybe this time she's going to win, especially now that the monarchy isn't covering for Princess Pinocchio anymore. That means Meghan is all alone.